Today we want to talk about the potential problem of AI to find bugs inside of your open source software. And we're going to look at one application that uses this as an excuse to go proprietary, although whether that's actually true or not is a different question. Thanks for checking out this video by Switch to Linux. If you like this type of content, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Leave us a like and a comment down below. And we are going to be talking about this issue of AI finding bugs in software. And this can be a problem if the bugs are found by people utilizing the AI for malicious purposes. But this is actually a double-sided sword, because if it is used as a bounty hunter or somebody that is looking to patch software, it can also lead to many software patches being discovered that are for the betterment of the community. And so what we mean by this is, okay, here's some source code and it's been edited, audited by a number of programmers. It's believed to generally be good, but you unleash AI on it and you say, hey, find me any potential bugs or exploits. AI can look at this and go, wow, we found an exploit over here on line 772. Great. Wonderful. So that information is a neutral bit of information. It's like a dollar bill. It's just sitting there waiting for somebody to utilize it. A malicious person can take that dollar bill and use it for some evil intent. In other words, they can take the information about the bug, they can use it to exploit it, create malware around that, and exploit that application and cause some serious damage to an open source application. But if a person is utilizing AI to find that same bug and they say, hey, we found a bug in the system, let's figure out how to patch it, let's patch this and get it up, and say, hey, AI found the bug, we verified the bug, and this is a patch for the bug, and this gets solved and patched through the system pretty quickly. Now we have used AI for the exact same set of facts, but with a positive end instead of a negative end to better help the community. So you can see that AI in this is simply amplifying the root cause of the heart of the person using it, right? If you are an evil person, you're going to use AI to greatly increase the evil you can do. If you are a good person, you can use AI to greatly increase the good that you do. So that is really what is at the heart of this article as we have a look at it. And Calendly, which is like an open source, okay, so this is cal.com, cal.diy. These are a open source version of Calendly. So Calendly, of course, is a proprietary application. You can use it to book appointments and do reminders and things like this. Well, there have been open source alternatives to these, and one of these is the cal.com, which was an open source application, but many people have noticed that for a while it has been adding more proprietary blobs in the background. Well, they just cited AI being able to find bugs as a reason to go entirely proprietary, saying, hey, if the code is available, AI bugs can be found and it can be exploited. But after reading through all of the resources here, it would appear they were just looking for an excuse to go proprietary. Maybe they're just freshening themselves up for a big old stock buy or something crazy. What I mean by that is, they're looking to be maybe bought up by somebody or better monetize their platform or things like this. And so cal.com is now like the quote-unquote paid version. Cal.diy is a community-driven one. And of course, they say that cal.diy is for internal testing, not for production. If you need anything production, you got to pay us and use cal.com instead. But they have announced that it's switching to a closed source model, citing the growing threat of AI-powered vulnerability scanning. And that's kind of what we're talking about. So the co-founder of cal.com, Bailey Pumfleet, has addressed why they went down this path, saying AI has changed what it takes to exploit an application. Earlier, finding vulnerabilities meant real expertise and some serious time investment, but now an AI model can be directed towards a public repository and do the same job systematically without needing manual labor. And again, he is right. The question is, what is the intent of the person looking for that? He cites a specific case to back it up where AI tooling reportedly found a 27-year-old vulnerability in the BSD kernel and had exploits working within hours. The problem is he misattributed the above occurrence because the 27-year-old bug was found in OpenBSD thanks to Claude Mythos, has since been patched. Okay. But they're just trying to go closed source. So another thing worth noting is the production code base has already been drifting away from what has been publicly available. And so Cal.com has been looking to move proprietary for a long time. They were just looking for a good excuse to do it, to not sound too insane. And so effectively, that's what they're doing here. Cal.com isn't wrong. The AI can be used to hunt for vulnerabilities, but the fact that this is exclusively an attacker's tool is disingenuous. And that's what they're saying. So they say, here's some examples. Linux kernel. They discovered how Greg Crowe Hartman, the Linux stable kernel maintainer, has been running what looks like AI-assisted fuzzing on the kernel through a branch he calls Clanker, using it to identify bugs and patch them proactively. There's an official policy, which we talked about in our news last week, that allows AI to be used in the kernel as long as the tool is disclosed and it is signed off by an actual person. But the problem is that closing off software does not actually make it more secure because nobody can see the code base, but the bugs are still exploitable. And that remains the problem. They look at Heartbleed and Log4Shell were both found by external researchers because the code was auditable. Shows that a private code base doesn't protect vulnerabilities. It reduces the chances of catching them before somebody with bad intentions does. And so they're looking at cal.diy is the this is a release with an MIT license. It's listed. They say the project is described as strictly recommended for personal non-production use with a use at your own risk disclaimer and is community maintained with no official backing from cal.com. So they're trying to distance themselves from the DIYers and those who are actually writing the code and effectively trying to fork it off into maintaining a pure open source solution. So they are looking at a number of different features here. Of course, cal.com adds a bunch of different features, API hooks and things like this that are proprietary. And that is what raises some of the thoughts and the questions and the concerns for some people. So if you're running cal.com for anything commercial, cal.diy documentation steers you back to the paid product pretty explicitly, saying for any commercial or enterprise-ready scheduling infrastructure, use cal.com, which of course is moving into a proprietary system. So I will not be using cal.com. Thank you very much. With all that, wonder whether AI was the catalyst or the scapegoat for a closed source transition. And so what do you guys think down below? Is cal.com just looking for a reason to go proprietary, or is there something actually legitimate that they're doing here? Let me know your thoughts about all that in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.